Hello guys, good morning. My name is Yerfenias Maracara and today with my classmate Luis Garcia and Simon Gomez, we are going to evaluate ChatGPT as an artificial intelligence tool for English as a foreign language assessment. As we all know, artificial intelligence AI is very important in education today. We choose ChatGPT because many teachers and students use it all over the world. So it can help with the grammar, vocabulary, writing, reading, and speaking. However, our main focus today is not simple to show you what ChatGPT can do or list its features. Instead, we want to critical analysis whether it's truly an effective and reliable assessment tool in English language learning. To make our analysis practical and easy to follow, we will focus on a specific classroom context. University students in their 4 semesters of English as a foreign language taking the course or started reading and writing seminar. This represent an intermediate level B1, which will be the basic for our evaluation today. We choose ChatGPT because it's one of the most widely used AI tool in education today. Especially, we identify three key advantage. The first is instant and personalized feedback. So that's is very important because in a traditional classroom, students often have to wait days or even weeks to get their writing checked. But ChatGPT provides immediately explanations, helping students identify and understand their mistakes right now in this moment. So the second is multi-skill evaluation. So ChatGPT is not a limit to just one task. It can assess different language skills at the same time, including grammar accuracy, vocabulary, and overall writing style. And the third is promoting learning autonomy. It encourages students to work independently by using ChatGPT as a practice partner. So students can revise, edit, and improve their work and their own before sending it to the teacher for the final evaluation.
So let's move on to the AI demonstration. The first thing we did was enter the prompt, we uploaded the file, and we specified exactly what we needed to get from the AI. We got back a summary of the answers, and the AI created and generated a whole document with the corrections in it. And then we can visualize it as we can see it on the screen. Well, that's basically it's very simple. It didn't take that long, and we basically kind of got what we wanted. So in the document, the AI generated with the answers, we can see that the AI only detected two errors. That is what and. It was a spelling error and not a conjunction error, but it is a spelling one too. So basically, it didn't do much. It only highlighted many answers of the blank spaces as correct when they are actually not. And it gave us very brief feedback with the two errors, so it's not specific to the matter itself. So here we can see the professor's outcome. We use an actual real correction of a professor of English as a foreign language. He was a former professor of writing and reading seminar. The real professor actually detected 8 different errors in the document. He highlighted them and made feedback one by one, and they I took them as correct when they are actually not quite correct. So now let's compare the outcomes, the AI outcome and the outcome of the professor. So here we can see we're only going to look on two of the answers. The first one is because the AI overlooked an error, which is the moment in the blank space uh, at the bottom of the text. We can see the moment is highlighted or red. Uh, it is incorrect because as goes in there. When is also a possible option that is also valid. It is also a conjunction, same as. So both of them work, and it should be as I opened the door or as I opened it. And then we also have an error at the beginning of the text, and it says because. But because does not belong here in this blank space because we do not use because followed by comma. Here, the actual conjunction, the correct one would be but. So here we can see that the AI not only overlooked an error, but it actually made one error as if it was correct. So this is a comparison between a real professor and a machine, basically. So it is not accurate at all. So that's why it's important for the professors to check manually the answers, whether they're correct or incorrect, and give feedback. Well, now when it comes to pedagogical effectiveness, in this scenario in particular, I cannot say it was that effective. The a good point is that it had immediate feedback, so it was very easy to get the feedback, to get the corrections. It generated the file very, very fast. However, some teachers may overlook errors. If teachers rely way too much on AI, they will overlook errors. So because of that, as soon as one actually learn or get the feedback and corrections accurately, and some teachers may rely this too much on this. So probably teachers that are way too busy with workload or teachers that are rookies. So it is important for teachers to always be involved in the corrections and the assessments and the assessment in the feedback. So it has to be one-on-one. It has to be human, real, and personalized. We cannot depend only on an artificial intelligence app. Now, when it comes to technical capabilities, we have some strengths. It is very, very fast. It is available 24/7. It is very easy to use, very simple. You only have to upload the file, write down the prompt, and it generates the answers and whatever you ask them the AI. Then it is very easy to use. For most people know how to use AI at this point. It's not that hard. It generates corrections within the file, which is very, very important. We wanted to recreate the corrections that our teacher did back at the time, and it actually generated the corrections within the file. However, it didn't do it correctly. Some weaknesses is that it can provide inaccurate explanations. It can overlook errors, as we saw. It overlooked two errors, and the other ones were took as if they were correct, and then it may understand unclear prompts, misunderstand unclear prompts. If the prompt is not very clear and straightforward, we won't understand it, and we won't get what we actually want. And it requires internet access, and some people require VPN.
Now, something that caught my attention is that now while ChatGPT offers many benefits, it's also important to talk about the challenges and ethical concerns that come with using AI in education. The first concern is data privacy. Many students use AI tools without thinking about what information they are sharing. For example, they might allow personal details, essays, homework without knowing how that information is stored or processed. That's why students should be careful about the type of information they enter into AI systems. On the other hand, it is another important issue is academic integrity. ChatGPT is basically designed to support learning, not to do the learning for us. If students simply ask ChatGPT to complete their assignments, they may get good grades in the short term, but they won't actually develop the language skill that they need. Over time, this can create dependencies and reduce critical thinking and independent learning. For this reason, I think teachers play an essential role. They need to establish clear guidelines about when and how AI should be used. Students should see ChatGPT as a learning partner that helps them improve rather than a shortcut to finish their assignments. So now let's move on. So, to conclude our presentation, ChatGPT is a powerful and valuable tool for English language assessment. One of its greatest strengths is that it provides immediate, detailed, and personalized feedback. Instead of waiting for the results or the corrections, students can quickly identify their mistakes, understand what happened, and improve their language skills more efficiently. However, as we discussed, ChatGPT it is not perfect. It still has technical limitations and it also raises ethical concerns, specifically regarding to data privacy and academic integrity. Because of these issues, it should never be used as the only assessment tool. This is where teachers becomes indispensable. Teachers complete the learning process by reviewing their feedback generated by AI, correcting possible mistakes, adapting explanations to each student, and providing like something that AI cannot replace, like human understanding, motivation, emotional support, and so on. So, because of this, rather than replacing teachers, ChatGPT should not be only seen as a tool that supports them. When AI is combined with effective teacher guidance, it can create a learning environment that is more engaging, is more personalized, and more effective for students. So, thank you very much for your attention and we will be happy to answer any questions that you will have.